We're going to do another World 4-Player Chess Championship, this time the second round. There we go. This is going to be number 4 versus number 5. We're going to go Sicilian. BabYagun is going to go H12. This is the main line. And now, L9. Standard, or no, main line, Sicilian Caracan. And now knight to F12. Different opening. Queen out. Okay. So, 2 knights variation, yellow. That threatens mate on F13. Not really mate, just oh. Okay. Now it looks like the rook on D1 is hanging. But now the queen is going to be under attack. This is okay. I think actually queen to K5, queen to I5, sorry. Queen to I5 will neutralize this entire process. And it actually could be down a bishop for yellow. And it's just down a bishop. Actually, not down a bishop, it's a queen trade. This will be an interesting move. It's actually a bishop for bishop trade. And now this game is actually leveled out. think you have to block with the knight. Or go J3. To go J3. Actually, pawn push was better, I think, because it allows to open the bishop. And I must ask what that is. Ooh. And now that could just spell trouble for yellow. After the knight moves, actually, the queen will go to K10. And just like that, the slight underdogs are at a massive advantage. Yeah. Checkmate. Well, actually, no. King goes to I12. Doesn't have to do anything. Yep, mate. All right, here we go. Xarisole is going D6 Sicilian. E3. All of this is a standard mainline Sicilian Caricon. I expect probably this match there will be a score that is closer than the previous scores. All right, and now fianchetto is second place. I don't like the queen out because it paralyzes, not paralyzes it, puts the queen in a bad position to be attacked by the knight in the future. E12 looks interesting. Got to go knight to c6. This looks very similar to the match between the first game, I think, of Clash versus Liquid Sun and Tom Merrill, doesn't it? Knight takes d11 is a blunder. Oh, because then queen takes h3 and it's just red is just getting mated. Probably. But then yellow can save with the queen. Yep. We're seeing it now. Queen I12 and then queen takes j2. And queen takes j2 is actually a good move here. H3, I think, would be a bad move. And now pawn push up 2 squares. Yes. B10 to d10 hits the bishop and while the queen is under attack. Yep. But then the queen could go to a square like J7, for example, hit the J2 square and stop the bishop from being able to take. Oh. We don't have a lot of grandmasters commentating, so I missed that. Yeah, I just totally missed that. And there's a reason why I'm here and they're there, and I'm not hinting that I might be eliminated from this round or anything. Probably going to be a close match between me and Vitoria. So Xarisole to move. If queen takes, it's just a blunder, because pawn push and the bishop takes on I12. Be a bishop and a knight for a queen. If the queen goes to K7, then what happens? Yeah, you can swindle this. It's like any other championship that has occurred. Particularly in 3 when you're exhausted and you could not find any momentum. And now, pawn push hits the queen. Nope. Oh yeah. Here, I believe queen takes pawn is actually a valid move. Or sorry, queen takes queen, because then the blue knight can go over and hit the red bishop. And that's just a blunder. I don't know if that was. That's just mate right there. And then bishop defends the square. 33 spectators watching. And it's 2-0. This is why you take queens with queens. And now, MALAVIYA and Clash Royale are up 2-0. Will this be the first attempt to make it 2-1, 3-1, or 3-2? Queen out to K5. Yep, the knight over. And if the knight is hit, then the knight just moves. Queen out is probably best here. Knight will be taken, I think. I think it will be taken by the pawn, and then check. Bishop takes pawn, but if you can guard one of those two squares. And I think J13 is a weak point. This should be interesting. If red defends J13, it'll only be temporarily defended as green has the option of pushing the pawn or moving the rook. But if the queen defends on the square, it would actually be a blunder to take J13, even though you have that chance, because now bishop takes is check, and just queen takes. Now we got a threat of that on our hands. And here, hitting the queen, bishop h11, with bishop g4. then queen takes and queen takes check, but then the knight would defend the queen in time, I think. So it would be basically two bishops, maybe a bishop for a queen. Don't think that would be best, but now Clash Royale just found this move. What if bishop takes and queen takes? Then knight takes back, and blue might be able to defend that pawn. And then red and yellow will be out of light square material. Just defending against saving checks from green. And now you just capture the rook. Queen defends. And bishop takes. I disagree with this move though. I think it should be played this move. Queen to g11, going back to g7. Now the queen has nowhere to go after the queen takes. And then queen takes here. No. Yeah, rook j14 is fine, isn't it? Has to be played. Yeah, bishop g4 would have been fine. Bishop takes l9. Oh, the rook can check actually, because if queen takes, then bishop takes. Now the queen must stay along here. Otherwise, the bishop will be captured by red. And now the rook can check green. Although the queen, I think, can block. But I could still rook check. Rook check is fine here. I think. Now the bishop can block here. I think is the best. So what can red do to blue while this happens? Maybe take the knight. And then take here. I think Bab just noticed that. However, if queen takes here, then the queen can take the rook, because it's a knight for a yeah, it's a knight for a rook. So I think actually I think you want to take the knight here. And now queen takes is possible, but oh no, it is not, because the rook can block. But it's definitely right. Rook can block here, but then the queen goes here. If the king goes 1 over, then I don't know. Commentator says, I don't know, in a championship game. Seems legit. I think Xarisole should do something active, like get a bishop out. He's threatening that, but I don't know how much meaning it is. It at least prevents the knight from being able to move, because there would be a take and a check. If queen moves over, then I think the rook blocks. However, yeah, I'm looking at the rook move right now. I don't think that's sufficient. It's definitely not sufficient. And finally, a title player says that this game is boring, and it's 2-0, and geez, no real action here. The man has spoken. Queen to M10. Okay, yeah, it's on a more active square now. And now take. And queen, oh, queen there. Jeez. Yeah. 27 spectators and you call this boring. With 30 being basically, maybe 37 I think was the record. I could be wrong. I think bishop takes h3 is the here. And now you basically have to take. Yeah, rook takes is probably best here. Queen takes threatens mate. And now that's mate. Oh, isn't it? Or is it? No, it isn't. Nope, not mate. Bishop takes pawn. Check. And then bishop takes back. That's just plain mate, isn't it? It is now a 2-1 match, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, 2-1. This is a turning point in the entire tournament. Nothing you could do. King to G1 or I1 is okay here. There we go. Finally, 2-1. Good game. Is there a possibility of a comeback? Is Rezak still here? He is. And the spectator list has gone haywire. Let's see the rematch. Okay, will they come back? They believe they have what it takes, don't they? Will Xarisole and will Xarisole and BabYagun be able to come back? That was incredible. Some game-saving moves played by Xarisole and BabYagun. Now, typically the fianchetto looks weak to start, but this bishop could develop to e2 soon enough, and that is a very a very, very Darius, blah, 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 blah. I do not want to become like that one person who aired live. No, report all teamers is not an admin. There are 6 admins. And now the queen should come out if you're yellow. I honestly think if the match becomes 2-2, it may actually go 2-3. In other words, I think a comeback is possible. What I was going to say about the fianchettoed bishop is that it should come here soon enough. Even though the fianchetto looks weak and exposes diagonal, I think that yellow has enough play to stop. Ooh, what is this? Isn't this just over? Is this over? Ooh, what about the queen move? Yeah, I think the queen has to sack itself. Yeah, it's either on c9 or on b8. And it would just be a bad idea. Yeah, I think you just want to develop your knight. Don't think you want to do anything else. If the queen takes, then it's in a vulnerable place. But what must be said is that blue and green are now up a knight. Now, what if knight to L11 then? Let's see, is Rezak spectating? He is. Now we got 20 spectators in a 2-1 match. Liquid Sun, me, GDI, Hone Snipe, Nut Sissy, Dimitri's Parman, X Deadbrain X, I am easy, Zoizo Lapo, Rezax, Pongemo8. Did you see that coming? Report all teamers, The Wolf of Wall Street, Silent Whisper, Madarbagat 7, Strong Lightsaber, PJ Foster, Only GM Beat Me, Kokoresi, and Hamada 2000. Shouts out to all the spectators that are here right now. This is one heck of a match. If pawn goes to k10, then we got open file for the rook. I think pawn push should be played, because now there is no way of checking green from this diagonal, except with the red bishop. Only 18 spectators now. The bishop hits on b9. And now, I think a pawn should push, yeah. Good suggestion by BabYagun. I don't think bishop to L9 is a threat. And I don't think that pawn push to E11 is a threat either. There's just a pin. If bishop takes pawn on M5, then rook to N5, I think. I don't think you recapture back. I think, well, then you actually have, yeah, here I think, yeah, knight takes. It should be better for red and yellow now. Trouble for blue and green. And now bishop takes rook. Well, actually, if bishop takes rook, then knight hits the queen, and bishop takes, knight takes bishop. Knight takes bishop, knight hits queen. Knight takes bishop, knight hits queen. And there will be a check on blue, but then the bishop will block. Yeah. Take, and then what happens? If knight j5, then there's a check threat, yes. But the queen is defending the square I3. Okay, now, oh yeah, that left it open, but I don't think rooks are free here. I really don't think rooks are free, and now the bishop can block. I think that was not the best move here. And now BabYagun can play knight to j5. Yes, he can play knight to j5. But then rook g5. Oh no, yeah, knight to j5. If queen takes b5, then knight to i3 check, and the bishop can hit the b5 queen. So what can the rook do to stop all that? If the bishop goes there, then queen h9. Oh no! And it is 2-2. Just like that. 2-2. What happened? Maybe yellow was losing his queen. Actually, it was interesting, but then the king had a g1 square escape, and I think the rook would have blocked. Yeah, here, bishop goes, and the rook blocks, and the knight checks, and the game goes to, or the king goes to g1. You'll just take the knight, I guess. Bishop takes on d5. And oh my goodness, 2-2. It is incredible. It has only been 47 minutes in the match. I think he was just under pressure. He was disconnected. He was under pressure too. I didn't see the disconnect. Move 12 is when he flagged. I didn't see a disconnect. It may have been lag. And now it's 2-2. This could be a comeback. I honestly think it will be a comeback. How do you... This has officially broken the curse of 2-3-0. This is a 5-game match. This is incredible. We're going to see game 5 pretty soon. This is a good match. So, if Xarisole1994, who I believe has 5 draws or more in the archives, and I believe the next 2 players combined do not even have that many, Antonio770 might be the next user to have draws, and possibly some grandmasters who are fooling around moving their knives back and forth. I have seen that before. I believe Botez and Hammer and 2 other titled players all move their knights back and forth from J1 to I3, A5 to C6, etc. And they just, on basically after move 4, the game was a 3-fold repetition. I thought that was an interesting Grandmaster draw. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Anyways, game number 5 is coming. And are they still in the chat? Yes, they all are. Let's have a rematch. Last game. Will they click the rematch button? Okay. Game number 5 will begin shortly. Whichever I set. It will be random. Where is BabYagun? He has accepted it. All right, we shall shuffle the seating. MALAVIYA and Clash Royale will have the colors for game 5. If this ends in a draw, then it will alternate. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the final game for the round 2 best of 5. If there is a draw, then it will go into game 6 and it will alternate until game 10, which is a sudden death, and whoever makes the last move before a draw happens then will be the winner. It is a comeback for green and blue. A 6th game will be played, and that will be the opposite colors of the 5th game. If that game ends in a draw, alternating will happen until the 10th game, in which it is a sudden death game, and the person who made the last move before a draw occurs will be the winner. This could be mating. And the king goes back. Are they going for it? The pawn can push, indeed. The pawn can push check. Looks more effective, actually. Yeah. Queen takes check. Bishop will take. And if the queen takes, then the bishop will take on d6. This may be the first accurate decision I've ever. If bishop takes d6, must be played. And now, if bishop takes d6 now, then I think red has another move to. He has some time to spend here, I think. Red has time to spend. Red is in check. Yellow's in check. He could just take. Not a fan of that move. And now king takes. If queen check, then bishop hits the rook. And now the queen can hit the queen. The king is in the way of the knight going. Queen f6, then bishop to e13. And then queen takes f13, I think. Is this? Bishop has to go to b10. I don't think that was the best move. I think that just gets rid of a valuable piece. And now the bishop takes the rook. Bishop j2, then just simply queen takes. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they did have mate. This could go to an endgame or a draw. Yep, it will. Definitely go to an endgame. Knight outs. This is a close match. Isn't rook g12 just winning here? Knight blocks and bishop takes. Yeah, probably. d5 could be a blunder. Think you hit the bishop? Yeah, you do. It's definitely right. You do hit the bishop. Yeah, it's going to say that. You don't want to self-discover a king capture here. Now you just push. No, this is just strange. That uncovers a check on blue, but blue will be able to get out. He will be able to get out of the check in time, I think. He's thinking about it. Oh my goodness, he did it. Because this is legal, but totally broken in the game of 4-player chess. Rook takes a8 could not happen because bishop takes rook. And otherwise, you just get a rook out of that. That bishop to f6 move was a star move. Could be the star move of this match. Yeah, bishop takes rook, and then king takes. Sufficient enough, isn't it? Yeah, now we're up to 31. Raku89 is watching. Hello to you. And now bishop check, and yeah, bishop check. Maybe, yeah, green is up at material now, no? I don't think you want to push. I think you want to check him first, just so he doesn't develop. Or you could just push to stop the yellow rook from developing. And if knight out, I think that might be a small mistake. Now pawn push to d4 is actually possible. Yeah, I think as Xarisole, I think you just get rid of the last of yellow's pieces, and they have no chance in that case. Natsisi says, no need. And that could have been the match right there. Rook out first. Pawn push. Now the rook can almost develop, but not quite because that bishop is there to guard the squares. And man, this could be over. This could just be mating. King over has to be played. Time warning. Time warning. Time warning. 0.1. 0.01. Clash Royale, please remind your teammates. He's extremely low on time. And now rook to k1. That could threaten checkmate. Rook to k1. And how do you stop mate? It's very hard to stop mate here. I think this could be the game. This could be the match. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This could be game. It's over. Good games, everybody. What a comeback. All right. Thank you guys for watching. 3-2. Xarisole1994 and BabYagun. They will move on to play the winner of Grandmaster Valger and Oleg Berentsev versus A1T19 and Omikis. And MALAVIYA86 and ClashRoyale12345 will now have one loss, but will have another chance to compete for the championship. Good games, everybody. What a match. 5-game match for the first time. Anything more than 3. Let alone a comeback from 2-0. Oh yeah. Could not believe there was a comeback. Oh my goodness. Yes, you better be sorry. From blundering a queen in the second game to coming back and winning the 5th game. That was incredible. What a thrilling match, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching.